Dare to dream, dream, dream. Welcome to the Dare to Dream radio show. I'm your host, Debbi Dachinger. Join me every week as I interview inspiring guests from all walks of life, all ages, all backgrounds, all parts of the world, who had a dream and found a way to make that dream come true. Listen to this worldwide award-winning radio show every week and learn to dare to dream and make your dreams come true. Sit back and enjoy, and welcome.
You can be anything, a rock star, beauty queen, fly with a broken wing, baby. If you dare to dream, dare to dream, dare to dream.
I'm Debbi Dachinger. Welcome to Dare to Dream. And I have a wonderful guest coming up, and we're going to be celebrating literally his brand new bestseller called The Miracle. Boy, if there was ever a time in the history that I'm aware of where people need miracles, it really is right now, both politically, worldwide, and in people's careers. I know a lot of people who are very established, frankly, who are at a crossroads and saying, you know, there's something else there, something next. I'm not really clear what it is. So it is truly a time for this book called The Miracle. Yep, it's Dr. Joe-Vitale. He is back on the show. And Joe says, when it comes to using the law of attraction to manifest a miracle or to attract anything you've been wanting, a few key principles are essential. And Joe explains the key concepts in depth in this new book, The Miracle, 6 Steps to Enlightenment. It was just released in paperback, Kindle ebook, and on audio. We'll be bringing him on a little bit later. And I'm going to start off the show. So as always, I have an inspiration. But, you know, I want to tell you that in life, one of the things I love, the people who surround me that I'm very close with, become part of my tribe, have 2 qualities. I mean, obviously, they're trustworthy. I respect them. We have interesting conversation. There's a chemical compatibility and all of that. The 2 qualities I really look for are a depth, that there's a safety factor and an ability to really communicate at a deep level, do interesting concepts together, or just be there and have each other's back. The other one that is very important to me is to laugh. I love laughing. And I have to tell you, I grew up in New York on Long Island originally. Now, of course, I'm in Los Angeles, but originally from New York. And one of the qualities I find from everybody who is in my class is how smart and hysterically funny they are. So that is true. I just had a mini reunion with some of them, a lot of us New Yorkers who now live here in California, and we had a phenomenal weekend together. We'll do it again. And the other thing I find is that I often do things that I end up laughing at, because when you call it a blonde moment, like, welcome to my world. So I want to share something that happened yesterday, because the miracle, actually, of this story is how kind everybody was in a situation that really went wrong. Well, I have a puppy. She's about to turn 16 months old, and Shelby is desperately in need of a haircut. Everything's just grown out way too long. And so I dial the Blue Pooch where I get her groomed, and I'm making an appointment, and the lady answers and says, when do you want to come? And I tell her, and then I say I want the first early morning appointment because, you know, it's a lot to do for the package, and it includes the hair and the nails and a full bath. And she's like, well, what package is that? And I said, well, you know, it's sort of the full Monty package. You know, they even clean the anal glands and this and that. And she says, I really don't know what you're referring to. Like, who does this? I said, well, you know, one of the people there does it. And we keep going back and forth. Now, I am telling you, this woman was so kind, clearly very confused, but kind. And I'm thinking, who's answering the phones at this dog grooming place? How bizarre is this, that she doesn't know this package? So she says to me, after some back and forth, who is your stylist And I said, what do you mean stylist? She said, who does your hair? I said, my hair? Where am I calling? She said, sweetie, you're calling Henri Salon. And I was mortified because that's where I get my hair cut. So I had called my hairdresser to talk about getting a full bath, nails clipped, anal glands cleaned, this poor woman. And I got to tell you, the miracle was she was so awesome about it. And when we both realized the mistake, and I confessed to her, I thought that this was the blue pooch, we were on the floor laughing. Honestly, that laugh lasted me, besides the embarrassment, but it was just like the best embarrassment. Because welcome to my world, I do stuff like this now and then, and it really is very funny. I had to share with you. So Shelby almost got an appointment at my salon for things she wouldn't have needed, and that would have been really strange to pull her into my hairdresser. Thank God we realized what was going on, and everybody kept in good spirits. Well, that's my Debbi Blue Pooch Henri Salon story, and I just want to tell you something very quickly before we get into the meat of the show, and that's about something you can do right now in your today. It's about friendly kindness. So this story had, obviously, friendly kindness in it. How about friendly kindness towards the person you will eventually be? So I'm talking about doing something right now in your today, a contrary behavior that will actually change for you your future self. So it's a conscious handshake of affection across time. It's a way of connecting to the woman or man of this moment, to the woman or man of the future, who you're going to be. We're told to be kind and generous to ourselves, but it's not always easy, right? Often, many people don't feel deserving, and sometimes we fail to act in our best interest in the chaos of the present moment, denying ourselves loving tenderness. People look in the mirror often. So interesting to hear what they say about the feedback instead of going, wow, you're so awesome. Thank you for showing up. All the amazing things you did, all the amazing things you're creating, all the things you're getting through, all the joy you're bringing. Well, people often look and say other things to themselves, not so nice things, sometimes punishing themselves. And that can be leading to other behaviors which aren't great, like binge eating or taking someone else's abuse or blowing off something important like your taxes. So when you treat yourself like this, how do you even make it to your bed at night? Not kind, right? You are worthy, valuable, and you deserve so much, especially kindness from yourself. So how about the person you're going to become in a week or in a month or in a year? And what about that innocent stranger who's really you? What did she or he ever do that was so wrong? And what if you were able to regard your future self as a deserving visitor worthy of affection and sympathy? And what if every single day you try to think of one nice gift you could offer him or her, something that might make him or her feel welcome and safe and loved when they finally show up? It could be a small gesture. It could be flossing your teeth. It could begin by saying, this one's for you, future Joe or Debbie, or as big a gesture as quitting smoking or walking out of a toxic relationship because you don't want your future self to suffer as much as your present self is. So if you can't do a nice thing for you, could you possibly do a nice thing right now for your future self? It's a mysterious and blameless stranger who you will someday have to live in the world you're creating for today. So in other words, you're the one making the bed, but that man or woman in the future is the one who will be lying in it. So be nice to him or her today. Be nice to him or her every day. And remember, you are the best friend that your future self has. Dr. Joe-Vitale is a luminary of the personal growth world, one of the stars of the blockbuster film The Secret, and the author of many best-selling books. Some of them, The Attractor Factor, Life's Missing Instruction Manual, The Key, Faith, Attract Money Now, Zero Limits, and his latest bestseller called The Miracle, 6 Steps to Enlightenment. Mr. Fire, as Joe is known, has reinvented himself many times over by expanding into entirely new areas, such as music. He's released many albums. His songs were nominated for the Posy Awards, and he's been featured on CNN, CNBC, CBS, ABC, Fox and Friends, Larry King, and Extra TV, also showcased in the New York Times and Newsweek. Joe continues to speak around the world and created a miracles coaching program that helps people achieve their dreams. Dr. Vitale is an authentic practitioner of modern Ho'oponopono. He is a hypnotherapist, certified NLP practitioner, ordained minister, and holds a doctorate in metaphysical science. This man was once homeless, but today is a best-selling author who believes in magic and miracles. You can find out more at MrFire.com. Welcome, Dr. Joe Vitale, to the show.
Thank you, Debbie. Always great to see you, talk to you, and do these shows. And I loved your opening. What a hilarious story. I had to cover the phone so you didn't hear me laughing. That was hysterical. Wow, what a moment.
What a moment. This poor woman, she's hearing services she's never heard of before, and God bless her.
She was wondering, where am I really working, and what are these people doing when I'm not here? That was really great, really great. And I loved your opening there about the handshake across time with your future self. That is sweet. Very nice reminder.
Thank you. You know, I was thinking about that in regards to you. I mean, in past shows, we've talked about your history and where you are today. But I was thinking about that because you were homeless and wondering if maybe who you are today reached back then and gave that man a hand to move forward.
Well, in many ways, I would say that's true, because I've been on some interviews where they would ask me, if you can go back in time and go to the 1970s and go to Dallas and find the Joe that was homeless, what would you say to him? What would you do for him? How would you love him? And so I've actually done that enough times to wonder, did that actually travel back and get me through that dark night of the soul period? It's just a curious food for thought kind of a moment where I probably of today am helping the Joe of yesterday, and we're still one. We're still connected because there's no time. We invented watches just so we all show up when we say we're going to show up. Otherwise, it's all happening right now.
Exactly. Time is an illusion. I feel really clear that I am that for my child self and went back and helped her very much to move forward and have faith, like it's going to be okay. You know, just you'll get through this, and on the other side, it's all going to be awesome. So follow this energy.
It's interesting that you said that's the phrase and the message that you would give yourself, because that's the exact phrase and message I would give the other Joe. It's interesting because so many people would say, well, what's the tip you would give them, or what's the recommendation you would tell them to do? And I kept coming down to the idea that I want them to know it's going to be okay. You have to just go through this little dark period and look for the light within it and do what's next for you to do in each moment, but you're going to be okay. Just relax. That's
There's
what I would
an expression, absolutely, that says, hold on, keep holding on until the miracle comes. And so, you know, just have the faith long enough. And you've just written a book called The Miracle, your new bestseller, and you write about expectations, beliefs, and action as a few of the keys. Talk about that. Break those 3 down for us. Expectations, beliefs, action.
Well, there's so much here, because what I've tried to do in the book is I call it The Miracle 6 Steps to Enlightenment. And those 6 steps involved a change in consciousness. I'm trying to take people from maybe still feeling like a victim to the awakening that they can be empowered, but we also don't want to stop there. I want to take them through their own mindset shifts and their consciousness-raising experiences, get them to a place of surrender, and I don't mean surrender in the sense of giving up. I mean surrender in the sense of joining with a higher power, whether that's called God or the divine or nature. Lately I've been calling that bigger energy field that we're in the great something. And we surrender to the great something and join forces to it. But we also don't want to stop there, because this other stage that some people call enlightenment, other people call awakening or a satori, that's where I think ultimately we want to be. So when I'm talking about beliefs and expectations and actions, they're all pieces of a puzzle. The first part about beliefs, we are living in a belief-driven universe. When I was homeless, the beliefs that I had operating in me created filters. And when I would look out at what you would call objective reality, I didn't see what everybody else saw. I didn't see the opportunities. I didn't see the happiness. I didn't see the possibility for success because my beliefs didn't allow it. They filtered them out. Today, as I sit here living the lifestyle of the rich and famous and writing a book a week, it feels like, I have a different belief system. And so when I look out at objective reality, wow, I see opportunities, I see happiness, I see optimism, I see golden nuggets, I see great things happening, I see great possibilities, I see new ideas, I see new inspirations, I see, my goodness, I can't even stop. There's so much that I see, but that came from changing the beliefs. So that's the first thing that I talk about a lot, and I talk about in the book, The Miracle, because the beliefs create our expectations. And what most people don't know is that we get what we expect. I can't tell how many times I've heard and even said myself that when something happened, and especially when it happened and it wasn't particularly great, I was negative or I judged it that way, I would say, I knew it would happen that way. Well, I just admitted unconsciously that I expected it to happen. Because when it took place, I said, I knew it was going to work out like that, or I had a feeling it would work out like that, or I knew it. That's how it always works out. These statements are revealing that our expectations are actually creating our reality, and our beliefs are creating our expectations. So we need to break it down and use a lot of the processes, and my book is like an encyclopedia of processes, to help us find out what are our beliefs. How do we change our beliefs? How do we get beliefs that are more empowering and that we prefer to have, so we create different expectations out of those beliefs, and our beliefs, creating the expectations, are leading us to the actions we're taking or not taking. A lot of people aren't taking action because their beliefs are telling them things like, well, it's not going to work out, so why should I do it? Or what if I succeed? Or what if I fail? And their beliefs, creating the expectations, actually are preventing them from taking action. So we need to line up all of it. We need to line up our energy to go through the beliefs of expansion to create the expectations of actually miracles. I sign most of my emails, expect miracles. It's a new way of looking at the world. But instead of expecting crap to happen, let's expect miracles. And then with the new expectations, we create new actions organically and naturally without even trying, because the beliefs, expectations, and now the actions are all lined up.
Amazing. I used to play this game where I would take a belief that wasn't working for me and get to the core of it and dismantle it, discreate it essentially, and in the space that was nothing or no thing, I would then instill a new belief, a contrary belief that would absolutely work for me and create what I preferred. And then the game was I would come back out of that process and seek proof that new belief was already there and taking action. It was amazing. Yeah, it was very powerful. I could walk down a hallway in a hotel or literally down the street or out the door and find things. It was already happening. It's at a very profound rate. It was already coming into my life and taking effect. It's a very fun way to use metaphysics.
To use metaphysics to create the reality we want. Everybody's looking at the physical reality and thinking, well, that's the concrete form and it's really unchangeable. But underneath it is what we're calling the metaphysics, and the metaphysics can change the physics. And that's the thing that, I talk about it in my book, you talk about it, you write about it. It's what everybody needs to understand so that they can leave that struggle, desperation, victim mentality and start to dream big and believe big and expect big and act big and actually manifest on the physical plane these bigger dreams that have been suppressed or have not been acted on, or in many cases maybe people were even frustrated by. But they can have all of that. You know it, I know it, and many of your listeners know it.
Well, people want so much today. I know there are certain people who feel frustrations, this crossroads I was mentioning earlier, a better job, attract a soulmate, enlightenment, spiritual awakening. If there are listeners who want to attract or achieve something, what kind of insight can you offer that they might do to open that process to them?
That's a great question. Well, the first thing I would tell people is that you can have, do, or be virtually anything you can imagine. That's the first thing. And a lot of people don't even get past that because they go, oh, that's not possible. So if somebody is thinking, it's not possible for me to have, do, or be anything I want to stop and invite them to question their own doubt. That doubt is coming from a belief. It's a belief underneath the statement I just said, you can have, do, or be whatever you want. And if there's a doubt there, or a fear there, or a hesitation there, or a skepticism there, it's coming from another belief. So that's the very first thing, is to look at the belief about possibilities in your life. Because I believe we live in a world where I don't know that anything is impossible. I honestly don't know that anything is impossible. We may not know how to do something at this point, but we can create it, we can discover it, we can work together and manifest it. I think there's a way to handle anything. And what I just stated were a couple very empowering beliefs that I've taken on that anybody else can share. And one of those was, there is a way to do anything. That's an operating belief in my life. There is a way to do anything. There is a way to attract anything. You may not know what the way is right now, but with some meditation, with some research, with some faith, with some action, you can develop, you can create it, you can manufacture it, you can sell it, you can develop it. We can do that. So there's a fundamental belief that says there is a way. And then the other belief about I don't think that there's anything impossible is a reality for me. So whenever there is a dream that comes up, I go, well, okay, I don't know how to do it, but there's bound to be a way, or there's bound for me to create a way. So what I'm talking about here is, if somebody wants to attract their soulmate, or the better job, or better health, or unexpected income, or fill in the blank, they begin with the idea that it is entirely possible. It is entirely possible. Then they want to move into, what exactly do they want? I want them to paint a picture, an image. And the reason why, and I talk about this in The Miracle, you want to activate the reticular activating system in your brain. And that responds to imagery, emotion, and repetition. So when somebody says they want to attract their soulmate, what are the qualities of the soulmate? Don't specify a particular person. Specify the qualities you're looking for in the person. Try to get a sense of that, a feeling for that, emotion for that, an image for that if you can, and then you want to repeat it. You can be doing this every morning, every night before you go to sleep or as you wake up. Prime time to activate the subconscious, unconscious mind, and what's called the RAS, the reticular activating system. And then from there, you want to make sure you make an agreement with yourself to take action on the opportunities and inspiration that come to you as a result of planting this seed. So this is kind of a simplified process by believing in what's possible, generating the qualities of what you're looking for here, an image if you can, the emotion if you can, and then repeating it so it gets within your mind, and then taking action. When the opportunities show up, you get a notice to go to a social club or a church meeting or whatever it happens to be, you say, yes, that feels like it's right, I'm going to go to it. Or you get an inspiration to buy a book or attend a seminar or to make a phone call or go on a trip. Part of you knows that this is the inspiration nudging you. We're all connected on that inner level, almost like a conscious or unconscious internet. And when you plant the seed that you're looking for your soulmate or you're looking for this job, that seed goes within you to the collective and goes down the line, so to speak, to find who can help you complete it. Then they get nudged, you get nudged to do certain things, and your agreement with yourself and to the universe or the great something is to take action when the opportunity, inspiration, idea, the moment is there. By doing all of this, you can have, do, or be virtually anything you can imagine.
What a breakdown that was. Phenomenal. Folks, you're listening to Dare to Dream Radio. You can download your free Dare to Dream Radio app from iTunes. The free app is called Dare to Dream with Debbi Dachinger. You can also join me on Facebook at Dare to Dream Radio and TV. And as a reminder, Dr. Joe Vitale's quote is, "There is a way to do and attract anything. There is a way. The universe has your back." We will be right back. Stay with us.
Hey everybody, this is Dr. Dane here, and I would like to invite you to an adventure in being. I've just written and finished a new book known as Being You, Changing the World. Are you one of those dreamers? One of those people who's always known that other possibilities should be available but haven't yet been able to see them be created? Well, I wrote this book for you. In it, you'll find tools, processes, and unique perspectives to change the things you've always wanted to change but didn't know how. In it, you'll find an invitation to a different possibility for a way that we can be in this world that changes not only our lives, but by being us, allows us to contribute to changing everything planet-wide that doesn't work. Are you aware that truly great people, truly being them, is the only thing that has ever created a great change on this planet? Are you willing to step up? Are you willing to be one? Check out a copy of my new book, Being You, Changing the World. I invite you to go to beingyoubook.com for a free gift.
Rejuvenate Medical Spa is your premier results-driven medical spa. Voted the #1 center for beauty and restoration for men and women at rejuvenatemedical.com. Rejuvenate Medical Spa has proudly served as skin and laser specialists over 10 years, offering the best in non-invasive cosmetic treatments and custom-made care for you. For hair, body, and skin, call Rejuvenate Medical Spa with your questions or schedule a free consultation at rejuvenatemedical.com.
Tell the world about your product or business. Advertise on Dare to Dream Radio. The award-winning program is syndicated on over 60 stations, has a big following, and large listenership. If you're ready to expand your reach, become a sponsor or advertiser on Dare to Dream Radio. Best rates? Great results. Email at ads@debbidachinger.com. That's ads@debbidachinger.com.
What if the world doesn't function the way we've been told? What if we truly can bend the laws of physical reality? What if we can end limitation? What if weird were the coolest thing you could be? And what if it's time for a totally different reality? Are you ready to create it? Are you ready to dream as big as you dare? Hi, my name is Dane here. 13 years ago, I started to truly ask questions. Actually, I started to be the question, and everything in my life changed for me. This is your invitation to step into something that Einstein, Marie Curie, Newton, Da Vinci, Shakespeare, Gandhi, Galileo, and Aristotle all knew to be true. It's not about the answer. It's about being the question, always. It's about truly being you, whatever that looks like, and changing this world. Is now the time? Start by signing up for a free video series at beingyouclass.com. That's beingyouclass.com. What if you are the gift and the change this world requires? beingyouclass.com.
MyBestsellerBook.com helps you self-publish, and you keep all the royalties. Even if your book is already published, MyBestseller.com will help you become a best-selling author. Your book will be promoted to a large global following. Enjoy a press release and book review. Make your next book launch bigger and better. MyBestsellerBook.com has long-term client credibility and 100% success in turning books into bestsellers. MyBestsellerBook.com.
Tell the world about your product or business. Advertise on Dare to Dream Radio. The award-winning program is syndicated on over 60 stations, has a big following, and large listenership. If you're ready to expand your reach, become a sponsor or advertiser on Dare to Dream Radio. Best rates? Great results. Email ads@debbidachinger.com. That's ads@debbidachinger.com.
Isn't it time to stop the frustration and excuses and instead create a life that you love? Introducing the magic of creating your dreams. Go to debbidachinger.com and click on products. In the magic of creating your dreams, Debbi shares effective, easy-to-apply tools to change the course of your life in miraculous ways. With these powerful tools, you can finally achieve your dreams. DebbiDachinger.com. The magic of creating your dreams.
Debbi Dachinger's Radio Interview Mastery Program is a unique branded system that works. MediaMasteryRadio.com puts you on a fast track to grow your business and easily book interviews. Learn how at MediaMasteryRadio.com. Debbi is fiercely committed to guiding entrepreneurs, authors, speakers, healers, and business people. Learn how to leverage your radio appearances to grow your business and increase your visibility at MediaMasteryRadio.com.
Take a breath. Where you coming from? Let it be alright. To be alright.
I'm speaking with Dr. Joe-Vitale. This is Debbi Dachinger on Dare to Dream. He's the author of the new bestseller, The Miracle. For more information, you can go to MrFire.com. Joe, I want to talk to you about coaching. Because what I know about you and your work and who you keep becoming is that anytime you want to improve in any area or open up a brand new area like music or otherwise, you get a coach. So I'd love to know, what specifically has coaching done for you, other people coaching you done for you?
Wow, what a great question. Well, we've been talking about beliefs and expectations and some of the material in my new book. And what I learned decades ago is you can change from reading a book. You can grow from listening to audios and attending an event or two. But if you want to have a dramatic breakthrough and accelerate your process of growth, it would probably behoove us to have a coach. And the main reason why is that when we try to look at our own beliefs, it's like trying to play chess with yourself. You know your own moves, and you can't really outsmart yourself, and it's really difficult for you to see your own beliefs because it's like the fish in the little water tank who doesn't really even see the water because they live in it. And I say that our belief system are like our nest. It's our home. And we look out through our eyes, not realizing we're looking out through our eyes through filters of beliefs. So all of this is to say that whenever I or anyone wants to change, I think that we need to have somebody outside of us, somebody who's objective, somebody who's trained to see belief systems and paradigms and to help us grow in specific ways. Now, most people, when they think of a coach, they're thinking of the baseball coach or the football coach. But these days, and you know it, I know it, everybody has coaches. Everybody is using coaches, and I think they should, for personal improvement, for specific skills improvement. And I have done this throughout my life, and there have been many highlights. When I wanted to get into fitness, I looked around to find out, well, who's the greatest, most legendary coach? And Bill Phillips, who had created the Body for Life program some 10 years ago and really shook up the world and inspired them by giving them a 12-week program and telling them how to do it to actually get fit, lose weight, shape up, get into your bikini body or swimsuit body, whatever it was. And I went through all of that as the Body for Life program many years ago. And then when I was turning 50, which I guess is now 13 years ago, and I was looking to do it again, I said, well, where's the coach that I had before? And I found Bill Phillips. He's up in Denver. He's running transformation camps, and I went to him. And I was coached personally by him and his wife 4 different times. Wow. And it so influenced me that everything I learned from them, I still do today. Every morning I get up, I have my own gym, and I'm doing what they coach me to do. And I have various examples. The most recent one, you mentioned me in music. I have created 15 albums. I have 5 singer-songwriter albums done. I'm about to go in the studio to create another singer-songwriter album. And I keep looking for, well, who are the greater coaches? Who are the ones who have the skills? Who can help me see my own beliefs? And there was an opportunity for me to have a breathtaking, defining moment in my life because I got a 2-hour personal songwriting lesson with Melissa Etheridge. Melissa Etheridge is a rock and roll icon. She has been somebody I've been a fan of for 20 years. I went to her home. I went to her home studio and spent 2 hours being coached by her. Now, here's what I want everybody to hear. It's one thing to go and be coached for your specific skills, and that's part of what I was getting from Melissa. But as I was talking to her, she told me on 2 occasions in that 2-hour period, she said, I keep hearing this limiting belief come from you. And I had to pause and go, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it, and I was the one who said it. And then she pointed out what the belief was, and I went, oh, my gosh, I didn't even know it was there. That's why we need coaching. We don't see our own limitations. Now, we can, with work, we can stumble across them, reading books and audios, going to events. We can have all of that. And I think all of that is priceless. I'm not dismissing any of it. I'm obviously an author writing books with a new one out yesterday and today. But I'm also saying that coaching has made the most profound difference in my life whenever I wanted to learn something, to the point where I created my own coaching program. It's called Miracles Coaching. It's at miraclescoaching.com. So I'm a great believer in having a coach because it will accelerate our process through expansion and awakening.
And when you are done working with Melissa Etheridge, she wrote a note to you in your songwriter book. And it said, to Joe, you are love. It is all inside you. You are the creator. I am filled with gratitude for meeting and collaborating with you. Speak true, Melissa. What did that mean to you?
I am about to cry right now. That book is sitting right here beside. I have a copy of my book, The Miracle, the new one, sitting here, and my songbook, which is my sacred book, where I write notes to myself. Nobody's ever been expected to see that book. It's where my rough ideas for songs are. It's right here, too. And I took it with me to Los Angeles. I took it to Melissa Etheridge, and I said, you're the only person to see this. And we worked together on songs, and then I said, would you sign something? And that's what she signed, what you just read. I am shaken to the core. I mean, here's somebody who is a legend in my life, an inspiration in my life, icon in my life, who I've got to meet and hang with and have tea with and talk about guitars and all of this. And she writes this great reminder, a reminder for all of us. Just take the first line. You are love. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, I'm going to stumble around because I'm teary-eyed. It means more than I could ever explain.
Oh, how beautiful. Well, I hope you will take this to the next level. We had somebody write in a question for you. Jennifer submitted this, and the question is for you. It says, Dr. Vitale, I feel like I'm in a rut. Things start to improve and then slide backwards. I find myself in a terrible financial situation, a lot of debt, and this is something my parents did too. And I'm also stuck in my career where I'm only making $40,000 a year in California. I feel like I'm meant for more. I'm missing the next step to get there, and I don't know where to begin. The next new year needs to be different. I'm ready to move forward in life and would appreciate some specific insights and guidance. Thank you.
Well, I thank her for the question. That was very open and raw, and I know that it took a bit for her to put that out there. But I also know a lot of people are dealing with the same thing, and I talk about money in the new book, The Miracle, and I also know from my experience of being homeless, poverty, and then getting through all of that to living this more luxurious lifestyle, that there's 2 key things that have to be looked at here, 2 key things. And the first is your relationship with money. Most people think money's bad. Most people think money's evil. Most people think the love of money is the root of all evil. They still think that. And that's not true. They want to make peace with money. I put on an event a few years ago, and the famous actress Dee Wallace was one of my speakers. Yeah. Absolutely loved Dee. She got on stage, and she threw money on the stage there on the floor. And she says, look at it being bad. Well, the money wasn't doing anything. The money was just as neutral as can be. We need to get it through our heads, right into our unconscious mind, which houses the power beliefs there. We want to change the core beliefs. This person who wrote in, I think you said her name was Jennifer. Yeah, she said her parents had the same issue. So we need to remove that within you, and as you do, it can help remove it within them because we're all connected. So the first thing was we have to make peace with money, and I'll tell you how in a second. Make peace with money. The second thing is to know you deserve good in your life. You deserve good. I saw a counselor or coach years ago, decades ago, who would look at me and other people and say, how good can you stand it? How good can you stand it? Because most of us unconsciously don't think we're good enough, don't think we are enough, don't think we're lovable, don't think we're likable. So we want to make peace with ourselves and know we are loved and we deserve great things, and we want to make peace with money. So how do you do this? Well, first of all, you want to question your own beliefs. As you think about money, consider what might you believe, even if you have to make it up at first and pretend. What could be some beliefs you have about money? I used to think that there was never enough. There's never enough money. I changed that belief to the more money I spend, the more money I attract. No limitations whatsoever. I changed it, consciously changed it, by finding what the belief was. The second thing that I like to do is Ho'oponopono, which is the Hawaiian healing method that I think I talked about before on your show. I talk about it in the new book. I've written several books about it. The condensed version of this Hawaiian clearing healing technique is you feel whatever you're feeling in terms of the frustration. You want more money, but you're feeling like you're stuck. You feel like you're in a rut. And you want to feel that. And as you're feeling it, inside yourself, you talk to your higher power. And that could be God for you, divine for you, universe. For me, it's the great something anymore. And you say within yourself, as you're feeling that frustration about being stuck, not having the money, worried, and so forth, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Those four phrases are a kind of prayer. They're a kind of petition. They're a kind of magical open sesame. There's longer explanations for why they work, but basically you're saying, please forgive me for any beliefs I may have had of errors in judgment about money and deservingness. I'm sorry for any sort of beliefs I have carried from my ancestors, my parents, or anybody in my family line. Thank you for cleaning this, clearing this, and taking care of this, and resolve this. And I love you for handling this, healing me, and for my life. I know life is changing, and it is getting better and better. I love that I'm alive. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Those are the two things I would do. I know it's a very short, tightly condensed answer to the great question, but you can change it, and it will change. Make peace with money. Make peace with your deservingness.
Absolutely. Yes, in your new book, The Miracle, you reference Clearing Out the Old, and your friend and colleague, Dr. Hugh Len, who brought Ho'oponopono into your life and thus into ours, teaches about clearing as well as healing ourselves through the inner child. Recently, I had a channeled reading, a gifted channeled reading by somebody who was really amazing, and going over many things. The one thing he suggested to me, he said, find Dr. Hugh Lin and do a healing specifically. There's a meditation for the inner child. I found it on YouTube and found Dr. Hugh Lin talking about inner child healing meditation, so the conscious and subconscious, or mother and child, are healed from within. I've been doing it the past 4 days since it was recommended. And it's in the book, The Miracle, in the very last section. The inner child meditation from Dr. Hugh Lin is in the book, my book, The Miracle. But of course it is. Of course. What is your experience or practice around healing that inner child in that way? You're asking me? I am, yes. Oh, it is dynamic because, you know, when you and I were talking about how we communicated with our past selves, and you were talking about the little child version of you, and I was talking about the homeless version of me, I think it's most essential that we go and talk to our little child because that little child is still within us. It's still within us. And in many ways, it's feeling unloved, unnourished, not paid attention to.
when we go and start to love the little child and tell it that it is appreciated and you're grateful for it and you and it are one, and you kind of grow up together and you bring that little child into adulthood within you, you empower yourself to almost Superman or Superwoman capabilities. Because for the longest time, the little child, for most of us, is hurt. And that hurt little child is holding us back. Not intentionally. There's no evil here. It's just that the child hasn't been healed or cured or released. And by doing the inner child meditation, you integrate that little child. You heal that part of you that hadn't been healed since the early years of your life. And now you are whole, you are present, you are fully integrated with full power, and you can have, do, or be whatever you want without baggage holding you back. The little child becomes you as a full-grown adult in present time. It's profound.
Going inside for profound effects to heal the inner child from who we are today. And we're going to be back when we come back after the break. We're going to be talking to Joe about how he recommends we practice the presence of God, what he next dares to dream. This is Debbi Dachinger. You can find me on Twitter at my name, at Debbi Dachinger. Stay right there. And reminder from Joe, how good can you stand it? We'll be right back.
When you're pondering the big questions like, is there more than this? How can I have a happy relationship? What would it take to like my body? And how do I make more money? Where do you go for information and tools? Check out the online store at accessconsciousness.com. Accessconsciousness.com has books, DVDs, instant video and audio downloads, online classes, and so much more. Subjects include abuse, changing your body, recovery, raising children, business techniques, tools to generate more money, how to have better sex and healthier relationships, just to name a few. At accessconsciousness.com, you can also find facilitators who teach local classes on a variety of subjects. Accessconsciousness.com, your one-stop shop for tools to assist you in changing your life. All of life comes to us with ease, joy, and glory. Go to accessconsciousness.com to learn more.
Rejuvenate Medical Spa is your premier results-driven medical spa. Voted the #1 center for beauty and restoration. For men and women at rejuvenatemedical.com. Rejuvenate Medical Spa has proudly served as skin and laser specialists over 10 years, offering the best in non-invasive cosmetic treatments and custom-made care for you. For hair, body, and skin, call Rejuvenate Medical Spa with your questions or schedule a free consultation at rejuvenatemedical.com.
Be laser focused on ideal clients. Advertise on Dare to Dream Radio. Great rates at ADS at DebbiDachinger.com. Create awareness of your valuable content. Sponsor the Dare to Dream Radio show at ADS at DebbiDachinger.com. Advertising amplifies everything you're doing towards success. Increase your business. Write to ADS at DebbiDachinger.com.
What if there's nothing wrong with you? What if you're far greater than you've ever given yourself credit for? What if it's time to know the gift and the contribution you are to the world and to like yourself a lot more? Hi, my name is Dane here. 13 years ago, I started to truly ask questions. Actually, I started to be the question, and everything changed for me. Asking questions opens doors to infinite possibilities. And it's not about finding the answer. It's about being the question. Always. What I'm inviting you to step into is something that Einstein, Marie Curie, Newton, Da Vinci, Gandhi, Picasso, and Aristotle all knew to be true. What if no question is too big or too small? What if anything is possible for you? What if together we could create a kinder, gentler, happier world? Is now the time? Go to beingyouclass.com and sign up for a free video series, My Gift to You. beingyouclass.com. What if you, truly being you, are the gift and change this world requires? beingyouclass.com.
Be laser focused on ideal clients. Advertise on Dare to Dream Radio. Great rates at ads at DebbiDachinger.com. Create awareness of your valuable content. Sponsor the Dare to Dream Radio show at ads at DebbiDachinger.com. Advertising amplifies everything you're doing towards success. Increase your business. Write to ads@debbidachinger.com.
Are you ready to work with a leader whose clients get results? Debbi Dachinger believes you were born with a unique gift. She leads exceptional teleseminar classes and consults leaders and executives to go beyond obstacles and limits. Clients worldwide receive accelerated results and are catapulted into spectacular successes. For an appointment, go to www.debbidachinger.com.
MediaMasteryRadio.com. Learn how to get booked on radio, be paid in money, time, and sales quickly while helping others through your media visibility. At MediaMasteryRadio.com, learn how to get on radio and be interviewed. Debbi Dachinger is a success and media expert who is a proven professional. Go to MediaMasteryRadio.com. Stop struggling to acquire clients. Learn to achieve instant visibility to the masses. Book radio interviews for a profitable business. Learn to communicate what you do and get results at MediaMasteryRadio.com.
MyBestsellerBook.com helps you self-publish and you keep all the royalties. Even if your book is already published, MyBestsellerBook.com will help you become a best-selling author. Your book will be promoted to a large global following. Enjoy a press release and book reviews. Make your next book launch bigger and better. MyBestsellerBook.com has long-term client credibility and 100% success in turning books into bestsellers. MyBestsellerBook.com.
Life is good and all is well, yes? Life is good and all is well, yes? Do you feel it?
Joe, this is Dare to Dream, and I love that I could go back the 4 or 5 times you've been in the show and at any moment listen over the years what your next dream was and come out to today and see what you've created and that you've created many of them. So in your today, who you are right now and who you be, what do you next dare to dream? What are your future dreams and goals?
Wow, what a great question. I love that question, too. Well, I'll tell you, I'm just going to be raw, I'm going to be blunt, and I'm going to speak my ruthless honesty here.
Awesome.
When I was with Melissa Etheridge and she was telling me her story, that she found my work, she found Tony Robbins, she found the movie The Secret, and she was learning about creating her own reality, and she had cancer at the time. Mm-hmm. And it was a wake-up call to her. And she realized, and this is what she told me, if I gave myself cancer because I'm this powerful human being, then what do I really want to create? Well, she wanted to heal her cancer, she wanted to make more music, and she wanted to win an Oscar. Now, stop and think. When she said I wanted to win an Oscar, even she was surprised by saying it because there was no way for her to win one. It wasn't in her career path. But she ends up writing the soundtrack to Al Gore's famous slideshow, Inconvenient Truth, and she won an Oscar for that song. So I heard that, and I thought, okay, Joe, what do you want? If you're just kind of throwing it out there, you don't know how it's going to happen, but you really want it. I want to win a Grammy for one of my songs or more, for an album, for one of the instrumentals, for a song I'm writing. I started one with Melissa Etheridge called The Great Something, based on the reference I've made several times in my book, The Miracle, and on this call. So I would welcome a Grammy, I'd welcome an Oscar, I'd welcome an Academy Award without even knowing how in the world it'll take place. But Melissa got her Oscar, so why can't I do all these other ones?
That's great. That's a great dream. Okay, stay tuned. And, you know, it's interesting. You're talking about her, hearing her dream, how it inspired you. You once mentioned that while you were at Esther and Jerry Hicks' house, you read a slogan that described coaching to you. It essentially said, the only way I can believe in me is by having somebody believe in me more than I do myself. And that you saw was a capability of coaching where you could go way bigger than what you do. Who might you work with next who could propel you to this level of award, Tony, Oscar, for your music, Grammy?
Acting lessons from William Shatner would be fantastic. Singing lessons from Melissa Etheridge would be fantastic. Songwriting lessons from Neil Diamond would be fantastic. Any of those, or as I often say in all of my books, this or something better. That's the little phrase as a kind of disclaimer. Whenever I put out what I'm looking for, I would love to be able to sit down with Neil Diamond and say, how do you write your songs? What's your formula? Where do you get your inspiration? How do you trigger it? But Neil Diamond or something better. Could be somebody else that's better at teaching it or inspiring me at it. So I want to be open to that, and that's what I suggest with everybody. State your dream, but be open to something even better than what you've stated, because what you're going to state is going to be based on what you believe is possible. But what the universe, or the great something, knows is that there's a great miracle waiting for each of us, and we don't want to limit it by stating what we think we want when the miracle might be better or bigger or more magical or easier or more effortless than what we've stated.
Ooh, I have goosies. I have total goosebumps when you said that. That was really exciting. I love this feeling of, like, what else is possible? What else is possible? It feels like the universe is at our fingertips if we will but. I'll get out of the way, really. Like, let the juicy dreams begin and get out of the way. And so clearly you have a connection, and it's interesting hearing you say that now you're up to the place where it's like, the whatever you are out there. So how can we practice the presence of God?
Yeah, that's a big one. And I do have a section in the new book, The Miracle, where I talk about it. The short answer is there was a priest in the 1800s, and he wrote a little book. Well, actually, it was compiled from his letters after he died, and it was called Practicing in the Presence of God. And what he was teaching is that the way he lived was as if the divine God, the universe, the great something, was with you, watching you, working for you, and working through you every single time. He worked in the kitchen in a monastery, and he treated the food prep and the food cleaning as if he were doing it for his version of God, whatever his idea was. And what I teach is that when we actually live our lives knowing that it's been a gift from God, knowing that God is watching us and helping us and living through us, or the universe or the divine or the great something, whatever phrase works for people, life takes on a glow. Life becomes more colorful, more animated. As even right now as I sit and I look out and I can see the trees on my property through the window and books and guitars around me, when I talk about all of this being in the presence of the great something, it seems to just pop in color and aliveness, and I seem to increase in energy and aliveness. So this is another way to experience the moment of the miracle, which is right now. This is the miracle. This is the this moment, not the past ones, not the future ones. This moment is the miracle. And when we start to play as if we're living in the presence of God, we're practicing our lives as if it's a kind of a prayer, and we know we're protected and we know life is animating through us, then we start to live with more gusto and happiness and fearlessness and strength and faith and optimism and all those wonderful things. Now it's part of us.
Joe, thank you. You mean so much to me because you speak about the truth I feel in my heart, and you're a living example, and I'm so honored to know you. I really am. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for saying that. You're such a light in the world. What you're doing for me and everybody else is just priceless. Keep on shining your light, and thank you for the honor, flattering me by having me as a guest again. Thank you very much.
Anytime. Today's guest, Dr. Joe Vitale, again, the author of the new bestseller, The Miracle. His website is MrFire.com, and you can get his book on Amazon and all of the resources. I end today's show with this quote from Dr. Joe Vitale's new book, The Miracle. Remember, the miracle is right now. This is the miracle, and you are the miracle, and we are living the miracle. It's already here. The new mantra in life is expect miracles. You can subscribe to my YouTube videos at youtube.com/DebOnTheRadio. Thank you for joining me today on Dare to Dream. And remember, the secret of your success is having the courage to begin in the first place.
To contact the award-winning syndicated Dare to Dream radio show, go to DebbiDachinger.com. Keep your excellent feedback and comments coming. Your host, Debbi Dachinger, is an expert at goal achievement, a media personality, an international best-selling author, and a keynote speaker. Debbi leads high-quality teleseminars on how to achieve goals, how to be a self-published best-selling author, and how to get booked on radio. All classes are at DebbiDachinger.com. Debbi's best-selling books are Dare to Dream, This Life Counts, sold on Amazon, and her second book, Wisdom to Success, The Secrets to Accomplish All Your Dreams, sold online at all bookstores. Tune in again to hear the next inspiring interview guest who has turned their vision into a successful reality. Want more support in making your dreams come true? Go to DebbiDachinger.com. That's www.DebbiDachinger.com. You'll see videos, MP3s, archived interviews, and amazing products sharing the secret steps to making your dreams come true. Remember to dream big with every expectation that your dream will become real. Dreams are free, so free your dreams. What do you dare to dream?
Here I'm standing now, waiting for my time to be all that I can be. It's so easy to forget, life is in my hands, and I can change it if I want. Nothing's impossible.